This ain't even gonna be a long video, but I am happy that Atlanta rap scene is falling because I'm gonna be honest, and I have nothing against Atlanta personally. I love when it comes to Atlanta hip hop. I love real Atlanta, like that real Atlanta sound. We talking Outkast, Goody Mob, uh, um, Ludacris, Ti when he was in his prime, uh, Crime Mob, Buck. If you buck, ride up. If you buck, ride up. You know what I'm saying? Waka Flocka Flame. Even though Waka Flocka Flame is not from the A, he from, I forgot what he said he from, but he's not from the A. You know that real Atlanta sound, that '90s, that 2000s era of Atlanta sound. Not this old bullshit ass. I'm a street nigga, gatekeeping ass. I'm on drugs. I'm on lean. I'm on Molly type of scene. Like this new Atlanta, I don't know what the hell this new Atlanta is. Like it's some bullshit, you know. And then another thing too, I don't like about it, you know, the new age of Atlanta. I don't like how they gatekeep over the South. You know, back in the days, because let's be honest, man, Florida. A lot of people don't give Florida credit, but Florida is what started a lot of this shit. You know, well, I won't say Florida started hip hop, but in a way, it paved the way for what hip hop is today. Like if it wasn't for Two Live Crew, you know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas that's out right now wouldn't even have freedom to say what they say. You wouldn't have freedom of expression in hip hop. You wouldn't have twerking. Like Uncle Luke and Two Live Crew, like made it possible for rappers to say what they want to say. You know what I'm saying? People like Space Ghost Perp, like if it wasn't for SGP, a lot of this music shit that we got now, you Playboy Cardi wouldn't exist. This whole what's his name? Lil Uzi Vert. What's the genre? Rage music. None of that shit wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Space Ghost Perp Raider Clan. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be technical, Florida created Southern hip hop. Like it all started with Florida, then it went to Texas, then it went to Memphis, then it went to Atlanta, then it went to every place in the South. You know, vice versa. But I just don't like how Atlanta have leapfrog over, you know, not even just the culture, but just like anytime when you talk about Southern hip hop, Atlanta is like the first place that people think about. It's like Atlanta has completely leapfrog, monopolized, and gatekeep the fucking culture. To where now, if you hear a sound, people gonna be thinking that shit is from Atlanta when a lot of that shit came from Florida, especially places like Miami, and this is not to leave out other places in Florida. You know, you got Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa, and all those areas. But like, you feel me? A lot of that shit came from Florida. A lot of you know, most of that shit came from Texas, Houston, you know, those places. Half of that shit came from Memphis, but it's like Atlanta gets all the fucking credit for the shit that other people do. And they fucking took all the sauce and they getting all the fucking credit. So I'm fucking happy that, you know, Atlanta is slowly falling. Like its reign that it once had in the culture is shifting. And you can thank Kendrick Lamar for that. Like ever since Kendrick Lamar bodied that boy Drake and Kendrick Lamar, you know, did what he did, like he single-handedly brought hip hop back to its true essence because, you know, this hip hop shit, like as far as mainstream, I can't say underground because there's a lot of great music in the underground, but I can speak for the mainstream level. It's just a lot of bullshit that's being promoted. You know, it seems like nowadays you're respected if you're a street ninja, you're a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can't be no intelligent black person, you know, who's intelligent, You know what I'm saying? That have common sense. Like, you gotta be an ignorant black person to be quote unquote a real nigga. You gotta be a street nigga. You gotta be out here catching licks, hitting licks. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be catching bodies, and you gotta be in a gang. You gotta be, all this street nonsense, all this street agenda, street politic bullcrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I miss the days when you had conscious hip hop. I mean, conscious hip hop is still around, but it's like underground. You know what I'm saying? I miss the days when you had conscious hip hop, when you had, what I'm saying, backpack rap, you had nerd rap, you had alternative hip hop. And what I mean by that, I'm talking about mainstream. I'm not talking about underground. I'm talking about mainstream. Because, people get this misconstrued that hip hop is dead, but no, it's not dead. But we talking about mainstream. I miss when you had conscious rap. I miss when you had, even when you had rappers that were talking about street shit. Like, I'm not against street hip hop, but even with street gangster rap back then, they had intelligence. Like, motherfuckers was not glorifying street shit. Like, they was telling you the pros and cons, living that life, like showing you a cautionary tale of that life. It wasn't just glorifying the shit. Like, yeah, man, I'm a thug, I'm a gangster, I'm a crip on SO. Yeah, I'm from Crippy Crip. You know what I'm saying? They weren't just doing that shit. They weren't glorifying it. Like, they had intelligence. You know what I'm saying? And they was telling motherfuckers not to be in that lifestyle. Now everybody's glorifying that shit, man. Like, it's no balance. There's no substance. There's no balance. It's like it's just a bunch of bullshit being promoted by the industry and these damn labels and these damn, nah, man. Like I said, I'm happy this shit falling. I'm glad hip hop is finally going back to its true essence. You can all thank Kendrick Lamar, man. Kendrick Lamar has basically like he brought hip hop, like he saved hip hop. Kendrick Lamar saved hip hop, bro. He brought hip hop back to its true like fucking essence. Cause ever since this whole Kendrick Lamar shit, like, you've been seeing artists, mainstream, like, dropping good music, from clips to this artist, that artist, like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm happy Atlanta is falling, bro. Especially with this whole Young Thug situation. And see, me, I never was a Young Thug fan. I never really was bumping his music. People was trying to make me feel bad for not listening to Young Thug's music. Like, why are you not listening to Young Thug? It's like, and see, that's one thing about me when it comes to me. Like, I have that intuition in me. Like, if the energy is off, if somebody's energy is off, like, I'm not gonna vibe with that fucking person. And I just felt like from Young Thug, based on like his energy, like how he carries himself, like, I just never really fucked with his music. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like his music was just, I don't know, some bullshit. It's the same thing with people like Gucci Mane. Like, I never really got the hype of Gucci Mane. I never really got the hype of Jeezy. Like, I just never really got the hype of these dudes, man. I do listen to Playboi Carti, but even with Playboi Carti, I don't like him personally because of how he carries himself. And, of course, the whole ideal with the concert shit, him like postponing the concert at the very last minute and canceling the tours and shit. And I paid fucking money. That's a whole nother conversation. But it's just like, I'm glad Atlanta is falling. Now Florida can come up. You feel me? Florida can come up and shit. You even got more artists now coming down to Florida, like, as far as performing. Because, see, back in the days, if you wanted to go see so-and-so, you had to go to the A to go see art. Now, more motherfuckers is coming down here, and, they're coming to Orlando. Earl Sweatshirt just announced a tour that he coming down to Florida. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely going to go see Earl Sweatshirt because I'm a big fan. But it's just, yeah, I'm happy it's falling. So